We meet Craven the Hunter during a break in the film, which opens with convicts being hauled through the snow. After that, they return in the direction of a Russian prison. He meets his cellmate, who dislikes sharing the cell with anyone, after everyone has entered and taken their belongings. He won't be there for more than 3 days, so he shouldn't worry, Craven assures him. After a brief warm-up during which a few men inform him that this is private property, Craven goes on to claim it as his own. The manager wants to speak with him because of an incident, so Craven identifies himself, making sure his name is real and that he hunts others who are similar to him. After dealing with them, he is shot at while he jumps from rooftops and becomes a prisoner on the run. His roommate is relieved to be alone himself once more. Craven makes it over the freezing barriers and into a storm, where he encounters a retreating wolf. The tattoo on his neck, which is identical to the body discovered in the snow, is then erased as he boards a plane. The narrative then jumps ahead 16 years to New York, where we first meet him and his brother Dmitri. When their father Nikolai arrives to fetch them up in a car, he breaks the devastating news that their mother killed herself. They are going on a hunt instead of the funeral. We encounter Calypso in the meanwhile, who uses her grandmother's cards to draw. First is subject, then situation, a tower, which indicates that a horrible accident is about to occur, and last outcome, strength, which is a deadly card. Her grandma then demonstrates to her a generation-old concoction that has been used to cure people. Conversely, the hunt starts off well, and the father instills in Craven the belief that death is nothing to be feared. Nikolai responds that he is insignificant and doesn't care about his thoughts since he is here for the hunt and wants to capture the legend in order to become one himself when one of his friends tries to offer him anything. A lion that assaults young Craven is shot by the father, who then transports the gravely wounded animal to an unidentified location. As all is going on, Calypso and her family are watching the lion card and searching for animals. She slips away in silence only to be shocked. A drop of blood falls from the lion to him. As assistance arrives for Craven, she walks up to him to administer the potion. He reaches the hospital where they are unable to save him. He passes out for 3 minutes before reviving. He then holds the card in his hands as his family shows up, and even though he still needs to rest down, the father is adamant about taking him home. He discovers a note from his mother at home, in which she told him that he should never be like his father and that she had no other option because of him. Young Craven leaves because of the growing animosity between him and his father, despite Nikolai's desire for him to inherit his company. He has no other option, but Dmitri doesn't want to leave him alone with their father. He travels further east in Russia when he is confronted by rushing bulls in a meadow. When Craven gives up, one of them intervenes and protects him, keeping him safe. He therefore enjoys his new skill and keeps moving forward on his path day and night. Now let's go back to the present, where Craven grabs his card after breaking out of jail and quickly makes it home, where he finds his food. Craven hunts poachers who are upsetting the animals after a respite. The fact that they kill merely to obtain horns annoys Craven. He crawls beneath a car and kills one poacher in a matter of seconds. The action moves to London, where a poacher arrives safely and approaches his boss. Craven is there in his place, crossing off items on his list.
Found you.
Immediately following this, Calypso speaks at her mentor's burial. Craven is waiting for her, but he doesn't get her attention until he calls her name and displays the card she gave him. Craven claims that because he hunts down evil persons like her mentor, he can track down his killer. Following their encounter, Craven leaves to carry out his duties, attracting her attention at home to look into him. She accuses him of not wanting someone to kill for her when they next meet. She's a lawyer, one says. Craven wants a collaboration because she will consider it, and he can more easily locate his targets on the list through her company. One of Nikolai's employees, Alexa, is now affluent and has his own business. After learning that a hunter has killed one prisoner, he calls a meeting with another gang to assume control of their transactions, as their chief has passed away. He requires a single friend. By adjusting a tube that is attached to him and causing his body to shift, Alex A demonstrates to them why he is dubbed Rhino. However, Rhino gets up and draws bullets from himself before returning to his initial state, as they believe they can get rid of him. A sniper takes out one friend, then another, until there is only one left. We now turn to Dmitri, who performs in his club as a singer. He is suspicious because he already agrees with Rhino, who sends his regards, but his father meets with a man who has lost his boss and offers him a partnership, which he takes right away. After Nikolai defends himself, there is a quick gunfight that lasts until everyone has left. Dmitri hides beneath the piano in the meantime, and his father chastises him for being worthless since he is unable to defend himself. Using information obtained from a flash device, Rhino discovers that the hunter is the son of his adversary, whom he attempted to kill. Meanwhile, outside the Russian prison, a suspicious man is counting to 3. He quickly seizes a guard's pistol and kills him. In order to wish his younger brother a happy birthday, Craven chooses to sneak inside a building and surprise him. They head to his club after Dmitri offers him a suit. Craven refers to his father as a criminal who is just arriving, while Dmitri believes their father is correct and supports him. Craven can't sleep and walks outdoors while his sibling is sleeping. He comes back in the morning and uses a knife to halt the elevator. Outside, he discovers that his brother has been abducted, and up in the room, the Brotherhood observes the chaos. While they administer an injection, he rapidly leaps to the ground and attempts to catch up with them. Craven continues until he comes to a bridge, when he eventually approaches them, hits them, and then leaps onto a car. He bends the door, but the glass is bulletproof, and they briefly shake him off before making their getaway in a chopper. Craven catches up gradually. They eventually abandon him underwater as he stops them. He approaches Calypso in her office barefoot and bemoans his brother. She assists him. When Craven goes to see his dad, he is shown a message from his brother's finger. Within 48 hours, they want 20 million. He says Dmitri is already dying, but they give him antibiotics to keep him alive, and he doesn't want to pay because that would make him look weak. Calypso is searching for a man for Craven when she gets a message from her buddy, who offers her misleading information in hopes of giving her a bonus, which she gets from Foreigner in 3 seconds. Rhino has now arranged for Craven to travel to Turkey in order to locate his victim. Craven reaches the final guard as they are ready to fire at him, and he informs him that his brother is with Rhino, who has him bound. When Craven realizes they are aiming at him, he leaps as everything falls apart. The action then switches to Dmitri, who is shocked as Rhino tells him that his brother was the target rather than him and provides evidence to support his claim. The individuals who fired at Craven are recording in the interim, believing he is buried beneath the debris, and he attracts their notice. Now that he is aware of the trap, Craven warns Calypso, who is in danger, and starts packing. Rhino then discusses his desire to flaunt himself and how he met a professor who, at a high expense, helped him tenfold his strength. He wants Dmitri as a partner and to annex his father's land. Rhino draws a gun on Dmitri as soon as he learns that Craven is present. As they wait for the lift, a foreigner shows up, uses his technique, and receives free meals. An old acquaintance who wants to hang out interrupts Craven Hunt and Calypso as they are out on a walk. When they visit his hiding place, he asks her about the elixir that saved his life and wants to get more. But she doesn't have any left because her grandma has died. Rhino finds out that the foreigner has found a plant that he intends to use against Craven. They make a weapon that paralyzes the target by adding poison to it. In an attempt to enlist his brother as a second buddy, Rhino makes Dmitri phone him, but Craven hangs up. As the hunter gets his equipment ready, Rhino gets his team ready with a variety of weapons to pursue him. They are attacked by an animal, though, and Dmitri manages to escape into the woods as they look for them. Not only does Craven leap out and display his might, they then utilize weaponry from above and push Craven directly in the direction of the foreigner, who then poisons him, causing him to see spiders in his dreams that weaken his combat skills. After counting to 3, the foreigner strikes him once again with poison, which causes him to lose his motor abilities. However, as it reaches 2, Calypso smacks him. She walks up to Craven and administers the final potion that would revive him. Rhino smiles as he proceeds on his journey and then notices a group of animals approaching, changing his safe zone, after his people bring Dmitri to tell him that Craven is dead. Cars are brought down one by one as he gradually changes into a rhinoceros, and Craven joins in. This results in a brawl with Rhino, who displays his power and impenetrable physique. After knocking Craven to the ground, he strikes him multiple times before securing him in his grasp. But Craven locates an area where he can harm him and applies it, causing him to bleed. Ultimately, after Rhino is mortally wounded, both brothers come up to him. Dimitri, intent on killing someone for the first time, draws a gun, but his brother calms him down and Rhino passes away. Later, when Craven visits his father's camp, he confesses that he sent Rhino. The hunter's identity is revealed via his flash drop footage. Nikolai claims that because he was unable to fight Rhino on his own, he forced Craven to do it for him, putting his other son Dimitri at risk because he made ideal bait. Craven departs with his final words, "Never fear death," as his father instilled in him, despite the father's desire for his son to return. Just then, there's a noise in the area, and Nikolai reaches for a gun that has run out of ammunition. Craven leaves after being knocked down by a bear. Dimitri is singing in his club a year later, and his brother comes to celebrate his birthday once more. Dimitri claims that he has met a doctor who has transformed him and that he has kept his father's business and not sold it. Then he goes off and Craven goes with him. He turns and becomes his brother just as he is about to catch up to him. When Dimitri reveals that he can alter his shape and that he would take over everything now that their father and Rhino are gone, Craven is shocked and catches up with him once more. Additionally, he claims that their father left him a lion-based hunter's costume and a note stating that they are both hunters and always will be.